men tend to not only show pride more, but to suffer the consequences of pride more. It gets in our way. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Motivation in the Moment. I hope everybody's had a great week. I hope everything that you are doing is pointing you in a direction of prosperity. It's pointing you in a direction going further down that line of success that you have been aiming for, that you really want. Now, today is something I want to talk about that many of us fall victim to. And usually we fall victim to it not because of any other person's actions. Like most things, this is something that we allow ourselves to fall victim to, and it's usually something that's caused by us. It's something that I would consider to be an intellectual, an emotional, and a mental cancer, and that is pride. Pride is one of those things that is definitely a bit of a caveat to having it. Most of us have pride for positive and for negative reasons, and those positive reasons that we have pride is stuff that we like to boast about, and sometimes rightfully so. It's okay to be proud of your accomplishments. It's okay to be proud of the way that you carry yourself, your personal growth. It's okay to be proud of someone else. It's okay to be proud of your position and of your status. The issue with pride is when we allow it to block our blessings. Okay? And this is something that I have struggled with for a long time. I have tried to work on myself in many ways. Mostly communication avenues and things along those lines. I've learned to work on myself intellectually. I've learned to work on myself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. I will continue to try to do that. But one of my biggest struggles is mastering my pride. Now, due to some hardships that I am personally that I'm facing at this moment, I've had to go to battle with my pride, and experiencing situations that humble you. Those are typically the situations that bring you face to face with your pride. For me, in my personal situation, I give you a personal background situation. I'm a part of a fraternity, and parts of the process to join the fraternity are designed to emotionally, intellectually, and mentally restructure you in a sense. Not turn you into a new person, but into a better person. And being humbled prepared me to be better in situations moving forward. Now, I am quite a bit removed from that particular process in regards to time, that is, and I'm back in a situation of real life. And in real life, I know that I should have and I should continue to apply those principles to my life. And doing so also helps me to get back on track with that. However, the pride issue for me that I'm facing is that because of my pride, I have had trouble asking for assistance and asking for help with certain things, with really anything. And it appears that sometimes I feel like I block my own blessings. And I usually have to catch myself and remind myself not to do that by examining my circumstances and thinking about what's at stake. Now, pride affects me so much because, well, one reason, I'm a man. And I don't think it's any secret that men tend to not only show pride more, but to suffer the consequences of pride more. It gets in our way more. There's situations in which it comes to providing for your family or providing for a loved one, someone that you care about, and because of your pride, you block yourself from doing that, from successfully accomplishing that. For me, I'm suffering from my pride because I made a decision that satisfied me emotionally. It satisfied my ego for a moment, but the impact was much longer lasting. And now that impact is weighing heavy on myself, and as a result, it's weighing heavy on my family. Now, fortunately, we will make it through, and that's not going to be something to really dwell on too long. But in the moment, it's tough. Because of my pride, I task myself with certain responsibilities that no one has to bestow upon me. I will do it myself. For example, as a husband, as a father, I task myself with being the primary provider, with being a protector, no matter the circumstances. So even when I'm unable to do things as I traditionally would, I still will find other avenues to make sure I can do it. If it's avenues that don't produce the same amount of production or prosperity, then I just double the effort and do it more. And unfortunately, the consequence of that sometimes can be my physical health, and then it can eventually impact mental health as well, by not staying in touch with those things. Now, because of my situation and the fact that I can't, again, produce the same amount of results that I would have traditionally, I'm placed in a situation in which I can use help, and I should ask for help. Some of us are blessed with people in our lives, whether it be family or friends, that can help you through situations. And for me, it's both. And one particular circumstance, I've been blessed with a particular group of friends that I make the mistake of allowing them to think everything is all right when it's not always all right. And I am very much aware that many men, many people in general, but men in particular, can relate to that. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't accept or acknowledge that. Now, in the group of friends that I have, they are friends that are more than willing to help me in various situations, regardless of what they think is going on, or honestly, without me even having to go too far into depth with them about the scenario, they are willing to help me. But the pride gets in the way because I don't feel like I should ask them for help. Not that they won't do it, but it's me in my blocking pride that allows me to say, no, I will find a way to make it happen. I will do it. And I have to remind myself every so often that the toolbox that I have of making things happen and the resources that I have is not all about my physical efforts. My family and my friends are also my tools and my resources. And that's the same for you. If you truly have people in your life that you know will be there for you unconditionally, then they are resources for you. It doesn't mean take advantage of them, but it does mean that you should not rob them of being there for you, rob them of the opportunity to be there for you. And again, like for myself and others may relate to this, it doesn't only impact you. It can impact your immediate circle, your immediate family, your dependents, okay? So the longer you stand on your pride, you make them suffer as well. And that was what I had to think about before I reached out to my source of friends for help. And when I finally reached out to them, it was extremely hard for me to figure out exactly how to do it. And I will say I didn't reach out to all of them. I still haven't. But the ones that I did, it was extremely hard for me to do so. And I realized that the reason pride is so difficult is because of what we mentally prepare ourselves for. We mentally prepare ourselves for a negative outcome, even though it's not always going to be a negative outcome. In that moment, I mentally prepared myself for possible judgment, for someone getting in my situation and telling me that they don't think that I'm navigating my path the way that they think that I should navigate it. It's essentially opening ourselves up to a vulnerability. And that's usually the reason that we use pride as armor, because that armor protects that tender, soft vulnerability that we want to keep concealed. And honestly, that translates to many facets, especially for men. Just a quick tangent, in love life and relationships, a lot of times men will use their pride to protect themselves from getting vulnerable and open themselves up to a woman that they may be dating, and essentially blocking their opportunity to connect with someone. So getting back to it, after reaching out to my friends, of course, what I was met with in return was nothing like what I was preparing myself to be met with. It was, in fact, what I knew it would be. And that was an outpouring of love, that was an immediate willingness to help for those who were able to help. And honestly, those who were able to help helped me in many ways. And it's not just about tangible help. Emotional and mental help definitely plays a big part in it. Sometimes they can remind you of things that you are well aware of, but until you hear that reminder, you forget to apply it to your circumstance. And that's what happened to me. And also, in the moments of them providing me uplift in my down situation, I was actually able to provide uplift for them as well. Several of them have explained to me that the mere fact that I made myself vulnerable to let them know that I needed help allowed them to realize that when they experience their struggles, that it's okay for them to reach out as well. And of course, I didn't really expect to be giving uplift in a situation in which I needed uplift, but we just don't know how things are going to play out. So that's again another reason why we need to get out of our own way and decide, because it's a conscious decision. We have to decide how to keep our pride in check versus having our pride keep us in check. So in my situation of deciding to confront my pride face to face, I can honestly say that it was a win-win situation. I didn't lose in any way whatsoever. And confronting my pride and allowing myself to ask my friends who I hold close for help not only gave me the opportunity to receive help, but it also gave me the opportunity to help them and allow them to realize that they can do the same thing without feeling any type of ridicule or feeling bad for being human and for being a friend. So with that being said, I just want to say that if you are dealing with a situation and you know for a fact that your pride is blocking you from moving forward, knowing it is a big part of the battle in the first place. Accepting it, I should say, is even bigger, because a lot of us know that we have this pride. But once you accept the fact that your pride is in the way, it's up to you to make that decision to confront it. You already know what can happen if you don't. You already know that you can continue to struggle to deal with the pressure of your circumstances. However, you don't know the outcome of asking for help. And if you have that source, those friends like I had that you can ask for help, put your pride aside and reach out to them. You just don't know what might come your way. All right, that's it. That's all I really got today on this particular topic. Motivation in the moment, man. As always, I try to make sure that I apply my real life circumstances to anything that I try to help somebody else with. So hopefully this was able to help you with your circumstance in some type of way, shed some light to you. And until next time, y'all have a good one. Stay strong.